In 1893, a man walked onto a stage and made electricity dance through the air, wirelessly. That man? Nikola Tesla. The crazy part? He taught himself nearly everything. Here's how to unlock genius without being born one, using real science, twisted psychology, and a few habits that'll make your neurons sweat. Nikola Tesla did not just study his inventions, he lived inside them. While other engineers sketched blueprints on paper, Tesla ran simulations in his head. He once said, "I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination." He would visualize every gear, every current, every failure, until the machine worked perfectly in his mind. Only then would he begin building. That is not a work ethic. That is obsession. Pure, relentless, uncomfortable obsession. From a psychological perspective, what Tesla practiced is what we now understand as hyperfocus and cognitive immersion. States where your brain filters out everything except the task that consumes you. Think of it like flow state on steroids. Obsession does not ask for permission. It rewires your attention so deeply that the rest of the world fades into static. In that space, learning becomes reflexive, not effortful. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Your brain is not naturally built for greatness. It is built for survival. Left on autopilot, it takes the path of least resistance. That is why you need obsession. Because, and here's the analogy, your brain is like a cheap intern. It will only stay late and work hard if it believes the project matters to your survival or identity. Tesla never learned engineering. He became engineering. That is the difference. When you merge knowledge with identity, studying becomes instinct. You stop asking, "How do I stay motivated?" and start thinking, "How could I not know this?" That is when you stop being a student and start being a genius in progress. Nikola Tesla had a peculiar habit. Before building anything, he would close his eyes and run the invention in his mind, like a full-blown simulation. He would imagine every movement, every vibration, even the wear and tear on the parts. Sometimes, after testing the machine for weeks in his head, he would say, "The device works, no need to build it." This was not mysticism. It was advanced neuroengineering. The lab, his imagination. Modern neuroscience now backs up what Tesla was doing intuitively. Functional MRI scans show that mental rehearsal activates the same neural circuits as physical experience. One study from the Cleveland Clinic showed that people who mentally practiced weightlifting increased their actual strength without touching a dumbbell. This is called neuroplasticity, and it is the reason athletes visualize the perfect shot and musicians rehearse in silence. And here is the dark psychological truth. Your brain does not care if it is real or imagined. It rewires anyway. That means your thoughts are not just daydreams. They are training. You are literally sculpting your future behavior with your imagination. Think of it this way. Your imagination is the bootleg version of time travel. It lets you preview failure before it hits you in the face. It lets you feel the win before it happens. And if used right, it teaches your brain what to expect and how to respond long before reality kicks in. Here is a simple technique you can try tonight. Before doing anything high stakes, a test, a presentation, a skill, close your eyes and run the scene. Do it in real time. Imagine everything. Hear the sounds. Feel the tension. Watch yourself succeed. Your brain will file that scene under "already done this." And next time, it will feel less like a challenge and more like déjà vu. Tesla was not just brilliant. He was borderline reclusive. He dined alone. He walked for hours by himself. He even refused friendships that got too close. To many, that looked like social dysfunction. But to Tesla, solitude was the incubator of genius. Psychologically, he was tapping into a brain system few people even know exists, the default mode network. This is what activates when you are not focused on external tasks, when your mind wanders. And what does it wander to? Big ideas, long-range plans, Abstract connections. It is literally your brain's built-in innovation engine, but it only runs when the noise stops. And now for the revenge of the introverts. Every time you ghost a party, a new idea gets born. Solitude is not weird. It is brain fuel. It gives your neurons room to bump into each other and make something unexpected. But here is a warning worth repeating. Solitude is not isolation. One feeds your creativity, the other feeds your anxiety. Tesla walked a fine line. And not everyone can. So do it smart. Use scheduled isolation. A 60-minute block where no phones, no screens, no people interrupt your thought process. Let your mind roam like a curious animal. You will be shocked what it digs up when you are not watching. Nikola Tesla was known for forgetting what most people obsess over, like birthdays, addresses, and irrelevant trivia. But this was not carelessness. It was strategy. Tesla understood something long before modern neuroscience caught up. Not all memory is worth keeping. Here is the twist. Forgetting is not a flaw. It is a function of your brain's memory system. Scientifically, memory works through selective reinforcement. Your brain deletes what it considers unimportant, so it can strengthen what actually matters. Just like clearing space on a hard drive, the brain keeps what you use and discards the rest. Want to remember more of the right stuff? Use a combo of spaced repetition and emotional tagging. Spaced repetition is the act of reviewing material at timed intervals, just before you are about to forget it. And each round makes the memory stronger. Emotional tagging means attaching feeling or meaning to a fact, so your brain takes it seriously. Memory is not about repetition. It is about relevance. Here is the analogy. Your brain is not a warehouse. It is a nightclub. Only the VIP ideas get in. The rest wait in line and eventually leave. If you want an idea to stay, put it on the guest list. Try this tool. Use a smart memory app like Anki, which is based on spaced repetition and has been proven in cognitive science studies to dramatically improve long-term retention. Pair that with active recall, testing yourself instead of rereading, and you will remember like Tesla, minus the weird sleep schedule. Tesla was not motivated by grades, goals, or gold stars. He chased ideas like a detective on a case, not because he had to, but because he had to know. His learning was fueled by a relentless, almost childlike curiosity, and that curiosity became his superpower. Psychology backs this up. Dopamine, the brain's motivation molecule, spikes when we make discoveries, not when we follow orders. In other words, curiosity rewires your brain faster than discipline ever will. Why? Because the brain loves puzzles. It loves novelty. It loves the thrill of, I did not know that. Here is a reality check. Forget hustle culture. Your brain wants a scavenger hunt, not a spreadsheet. You do not need more willpower. You need better questions. So here is a simple trick. Flip your mindset. Instead of saying, I have to study psychology, ask, why do people lie to the people they love? Instead of, I need to learn finance, ask, why do most lottery winners go broke? Questions hook your brain. Curiosity drives the rest. So here it is. The Tesla method, compressed into 5 lightning bolts of insight. Obsess, do not multitask. Genius is not scattered. It is single-minded. Visualize before doing. Run simulations in your head. Your brain does not know the difference. Escape the noise. Make solitude your thinking gym. Forget what does not matter. Memory is selective. Use that to your advantage. Follow questions, not routines. Curiosity turns knowledge into a game, and you never forget what you play. Tesla did not wait to be taught. He rewrote the rules. He turned obsession into a compass and curiosity into a weapon. And if he could hack genius without YouTube, without Google, like, subscribe, and remember, your brain is not broken. It is just running outdated software. Time to upgrade.